Number 39, I understand the concept of rebuilding new cities as being more efficient in the long run, but what will happen to the millions of current cities? I feel as though some cities possess certain aspects which people wouldn't want to leave, such as location, which is the case for the town I currently live in. My belief is that although many new cities will be built following designs similar to Jacques Fresco, we also need to be ready to rebuild many of the old cities, as some will undoubtedly be favorable to rebuild rather than abandon. Your thoughts? Well, first of all, the location is still there. It's not abandoned per se. Maybe in certain instances, I guess something like that might be relevant. But New York City, for example, would need to, a massive project would need to go from the tip of the island down to just utterly renovate everything, from the tunnels, from just literally from the rock up. And that's otherwise you're just going to be stuck with a patchwork of this system, of this extremely outdated infrastructure. And old buildings. I mean, if you've ever been in New York, it's perpetually under construction, and the construction methods are ancient methods. They're not using new methods. The construction companies have to make money, so they use crappy materials, and they use the same weak concrete and you know, all the general construction, primitive construction methods that are currently used in patching things up. Location would be the same. There's no issue on that. As far as museums in general, as far as cities in general, there'd be museum cities that would be left, I think, for romantics. I think there's a place for that. That would be very unique. And then other cities, the resources, of course, would be utilized. It's not that you just wipe things out. You would utilize whatever you can. And that goes for just about everything in society. You reuse everything. You have an entire system dedicated to doing so. So I hope I answered your question. You know, it'd be wonderful if you could just move everybody off the island of Manhattan and bulldoze the whole thing and get all the resources on it and then rebuild from scratch. But the reason you can't do that, the reason you can't do it in any way, is because the financial system won't allow it. The financial system is a process, and it's just, you can't have that type of larger order renovation. It's nearly impossible, and that's why it's so stifling and paralyzing.